The fact that she is planning to build around a core three, with one of those core three being Kelsey Mitchell, means Kelsey Mitchell is not going anywhere.
Being a great teammate, and when it comes to lifting those up around you, and watching both of them grow.
Kelsey Mitchell's future with the Fever was up in the air. Fans were freaking out, thinking she might leave. Then bam! Stephanie White drops the mic with an announcement that's shaking the WNBA to its core. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You know what's crazier? This isn't just about Mitchell. White's got a master plan that's going to turn the whole league upside down. The Fever are about to become straight up unstoppable. Picture this. Fever fans are on the edge of their seats, hearts racing, worried sick that Kelsey Mitchell might bounce. The franchise star, their beacon of hope, could be slipping away. Then, out of nowhere, Stephanie White steps up to the mic. You could hear a pin drop in that room. White starts talking, and everyone's hanging on her every word. She's going on about building a core, a foundation for the future.
They is coming for a championship. Kelly and Stephanie is focused. They finna put together a team to go after all these big teams in the W.
But here's the kicker. She doesn't even mention Mitchell. Fans are losing it. Social media explodes like a powder keg. Twitter's on fire. Instagram's blowing up. Everyone's asking the same thing. Is Mitchell out? But then, just when it feels like all hope is lost, White drops the bomb. Kelsey Mitchell is part of our core three. Boom! Just like that, the whole mood flips. Fans are screaming, high-fiving, probably spilling their drinks all over the place. It's pure chaos, but the good kind, you know? This isn't just some throwaway comment. White's basically saying Mitchell is the future of the Fever. She's not going anywhere. She's the centerpiece they're building around. This is huge.
Ryan and Kelly are just talking about, players and evaluations before we came out here, and building quality depth is going to be important. When you have a core three,
it means long-term stability, a chance to grow, to build something special in Indiana. You'd think that would be enough, right? Mitchell staying, fans celebrating, everything's good. But hold up, there's more to this story. White didn't just stop at Mitchell. She talked about a core three. That's when things got really interesting. Who are the other two? How will they fit with Mitchell? What's White's master plan here? It's like she opened Pandora's box, and now everyone's scrambling to figure out what it all means.
you think about a big three, and to be able to work with that big three, and continue to work and put pieces around them to compete for a championship.
Let's break this down, because it's way bigger than just keeping Mitchell. This core three idea, it could change everything for the Fever. We're talking about a potential dynasty in the making. But first, we need to figure out who's in this trio and why it's such a big deal. Trust me, you're not going to believe what White's cooking up for Indiana. You think keeping Mitchell was the big news? Hold on to your seats, because that was just the appetizer. White's core three isn't just a trio. It's a basketball revolution waiting to happen. But here's the million-dollar question. Can three stars really align to create a supernova on the court? Let's break it down. We're talking Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, and Aaliyah Boston. That's like assembling the Avengers of women's basketball. Mitchell's speed and shooting? Deadly. Clark's vision and range? Off the charts. And Boston in the paint? She's a nightmare for anyone trying to score or rebound. But here's where it gets crazy. Imagine Mitchell cutting through the defense like a hot knife through butter, while Clark's dishing out assists like they're going out of style. And if anyone tries to double team, boom, Boston's there to clean up. It's like they were made for each other.
The fact that she is planning to build around a core three, with one of those core three being Kelsey Mitchell, means Kelsey Mitchell is not going anywhere.
You know what's got everyone buzzing? The way these three can make each other even better. Mitchell's gonna have more open shots than ever, with Clark drawing attention. And Boston? She's gonna feast on all those missed shots. It's like a perfect basketball storm. WNBA analysts are losing their minds over this trio. They're saying this could be the start of something huge, like dynasty-level huge. Remember the Minnesota Lynx with Maya Moore, Lindsay Whalen, and Simone Augustus? Yeah, the Fever are aiming for that kind of dominance. Picture this: Clark leading a fast break, Mitchell sprinting down the wing, Boston trailing for the cleanup. Who's gonna stop that? It's like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands. Impossible.
Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston, the three All-Stars, they're all going to be, they're all still going to be there.
But here's the kicker. White's not done yet. She's building the whole team around these three. Every player they bring in is going to be chosen to make Mitchell, Clark, and Boston even more unstoppable. It's like she's creating a basketball Death Star. This trio could dominate the league for years. We're talking multiple championships, All-Star appearances, MVP awards, the works. Indiana's about to become the center of the WNBA universe. But hold up. Before we start planning the parade, there's a catch. A big one. And it's got everyone from the front office to the fans chewing their nails. You know that catch we mentioned? It's a ticking time bomb halfway across the world. While fans are dreaming of championships, Kelsey Mitchell is playing a dangerous game in China. And it's not just her stats on the line, it's the entire future of the Fever. Here's the deal. Mitchell's not even in Indiana right now. She's balling out in China, part of another big three with some international stars. Sounds cool, right? But it's got everyone back home sweating bullets. Why? Because playing overseas is like walking a tightrope without a safety net. Think about it. Different style of play, jet lag, non-stop games, it's a recipe for disaster.
Being a great teammate, and when it comes to lifting those up around you, and watching both of them grow.
Players come back exhausted, beat up, or worse, injured. And injuries? They're like uninvited guests at a party. They show up when you least expect them and ruin everything. You know what's keeping Fever management up at night? The thought of Mitchell getting hurt. Imagine this. She's lighting it up in China. Then bam! A twisted ankle, a pulled muscle, or something even worse. Suddenly, all those championship dreams go up in smoke. But here's where it gets really wild. The Fever are so all in on Mitchell, they're thinking about offering her a max deal even if she gets hurt. That's insane. It's like betting your life savings on a horse with a bad leg. But that's how much they believe in her. You want to know what's really on the line here? Mitchell's an unrestricted free agent. That means if the Fever don't lock her down, she could bounce to any team she wants.
How they lead, how they make their teammates better, how they lift one another up, how they've handled, all of the things that have come their way.
It's like trying to keep sand in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. So while Mitchell's putting up crazy numbers in China, everyone back in Indiana is biting their nails. Every game she plays is like a roll of the dice. Will she come back stronger than ever? Or will she be the latest casualty of the overseas gamble?
Incredibly competitive players. And, there's a fire and a mentality that you can't teach.
But wait, there's more to this story. The Fever aren't just facing the Mitchell situation. They've got another challenge that could make or break their whole plan. Just when you thought this story couldn't get any crazier, bam! Stephanie White comes back into the picture. Remember her? She's not just any coach. She's got history with the Fever, and she's about to shake things up big time. White's been around the block. She coached the Fever back in 2015 and 2016, but that's not all. She just led the Connecticut Sun to a killer 55-25 record over 2 seasons. Oh, and did I mention she snagged Coach of the Year in 2023? Yeah, she's kind of a big deal. Now here's where it gets interesting. White's got this philosophy that's all about teamwork and competitive spirit. She's looking at Mitchell and thinking, that's the fire we need. But here's the million-dollar question. How's White's system gonna mesh with Mitchell's game? You know what's wild? White's got a track record of turning good players into superstars. She knows how to get the best out of her team.
Until Sidesball took over. And the fact with a competent coach, having her playing more off the ball, with Aaliyah Boston.
And Mitchell? She's already a beast on the court. Imagine what could happen when White starts working her magic. But let's talk about Mitchell for a sec. You won't believe what she said about White in the past. Mitchell's been gushing about White's basketball mind and how she's been super supportive, especially when Mitchell was just starting out in the league.
She's back. She's back. And they're all going to run it back. And I think everybody knew they were going to run it back. Because look, 2025 WNBA free.
It's like they're already on the same wavelength. Now, picture this. White's cooking up a plan to make Mitchell the centerpiece of the offense. She's looking at Mitchell's speed, her shooting skills, and thinking, how can we make this even deadlier? White's not just building a team, she's crafting a weapon with Mitchell as the tip of the spear. But here's the kicker. White's not just focusing on Mitchell, she's got her eyes on that core three we talked about earlier. She's figuring out how Mitchell's skills can blend with Clark and Boston to create this unstoppable force on the court.
She's weathered the storm of Indiana Fever basketball, and I felt like had the best year of her career, this year. And really, when you think about teams, you think about a core three.
It's like she's assembling basketball's version of the Avengers. So, what does all this mean for the Fever's future? We're talking about a potential dynasty in the making. White's got the vision, Mitchell's got the talent, and the rest of the team is falling into place. The Fever aren't just looking to win games, they're aiming to dominate the league for years to come. Buckle up, WNBA fans. Indiana's about to become the hottest ticket in town. Alright, let's wrap this up. The Fever are going all in on Kelsey Mitchell, and it's about to change everything. You know what's wild? This isn't just about one player. It's about building a dynasty. Imagine this, Mitchell, Clark, and Boston on the court together. That's not just a team, that's a wrecking ball with a Fever logo. And with Stephanie White calling the shots, it's like they've got a secret weapon on the sidelines. But here's the thing, this story's just getting started. You won't believe what's gonna happen when these pieces all come together. The WNBA better watch out, because Indiana's coming in hot. So keep your eyes glued to the Fever this season. Trust me, you don't want to miss a single game. We might be watching the birth of the next great WNBA dynasty. Indiana's not just playing for wins anymore, they're playing for history.